Hey guys, I got a couple minutes here, so thought I'd talk about some things. People have been wanting me to talk about football, so I'm gonna do that a little bit. I heard Leroy Hill got arrested, or he's in trouble for some sort of domestic abuse thing. I heard Patrick Kerney's retiring, and I just don't feel anything for this team right now. I don't trust anybody on this squad. I there are teams that go through losing phases, and I knew we were going to do this eventually, and a lot of teams put up with stuff like this from time to time, but it's just that it's hard for me to really care about where this team's going right now because I just kind of feel like we're in the dump and it's going to take a while for us to get out and for me to, I guess you could say, get excited over every little thing. I just don't feel up to it. Number one, because it's not going to help significantly, and number two, because I just don't like a lot of the ways this team is going. Traded for Charlie Whitehurst. We gave up quite a bit to get him, but I liked Whitehurst when I saw him in the preseason, but I'm not sure why we did that trade. I have no idea. I think I might have addressed this before, but the only thing I can say about that is I guess that means we're not taking a quarterback in this draft, which to me is good because I don't like the quarterbacks in this draft all that much. Where else? Yeah, we've done some little things. We let Burleson go. I think Deion Branch got cut. Didn't trade for Marshall. I don't have a problem with any of those moves, really. I did like Burleson, but he wasn't a big-time producer. And it just seems like everything we do just moves us backwards or sideways right now. And I don't know what we got going into next year at all. I don't know about the offense, defense. Only thing I can say with any confidence is that our special teams are going to be good because, Josh Wilson returning, John Ryan, Olindo Mare, unless they get old suddenly, wouldn't that be great? But I trust that. Beyond that, I don't trust anything about this team. Kerney retiring, it sucks, but, when you've got health problems, you've got health problems, and he did. He gave us a good season when he first got here and helped us a lot. Glad he did, but time to move on. Gave up Darryl Tapp to Philadelphia. I like Tapp, but he wasn't producing that well, so I'm not exactly upset about it. He wasn't doing his job for the most part. I felt wasn't producing like I felt like he could have, and he probably is going to now that he's in Philadelphia, but doesn't matter. So yeah, there's all that, and it just feels like we're losing more players than we're getting. Drafts coming up. I'm excited for that. I'd like to take an offensive tackle, but I'm not sure if anyone worth it is going to be there. Don't really want a quarterback. Really, my mind is set on the offensive tackle position, but I'm open to a lot of things. There are a lot of different directions we could go with that pick because we have a lot of problems. I mean, if we end up really liking one of these quarterbacks, sure, whatever, but I don't really like the quarterbacks in this class. So if we could get Russell Okung out of Oklahoma State, I'm kind of looking at him. That would be cool. I wouldn't have a problem with a guy even like Eric Berry because we could use safety help. There's some other offensive tackles, Joe Hayden, Trent Williams. I mean, not Joe Hayden, he's a cornerback. Brian Buagla from Iowa. I'm open to all of it, but we'll see. Maybe I'll have a stronger opinion about it when the draft gets closer, but right now that's how I feel. As for the rest of the league, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. The Jets are stocking up. They got Tomlinson. They got Santonio Holmes. They traded for. I think they're going after some other stuff too. Leon Washington signed his tender. Sanchez is healing up, so they're doing a lot of things, but I don't understand why they cut Thomas Jones. I still don't. I think that's going to hurt because LT is not as good as Thomas Jones anymore. And really in that division, I'm also looking at Miami. They acquired Brandon Marshall. That was really what they needed to do. It seemed like the Dolphins didn't realize that you need a wide receiver in the modern NFL, and apparently they know that now, because I think the Brandon Marshall trade was huge for them, even though they are overpaying him a little bit. It really doesn't matter. If you're getting a good player, it's okay to overpay for really good players a little bit. It's when you overpay mediocre players that it really becomes an issue. So really, I like Miami at least as much as I like New York right now. I really like the moves they're making. Oh yeah, McNabb to Washington. This is a little old, but I don't know. It's weird. I think there are just some players that should spend their entire career in one city. It's so next year when we see Donovan McNabb suit up as a Redskin, it's going to look weird because we're not used to that. He's going to be lining up on the other side in Redskins-Eagles games, and it's going to be bizarre. But this is what the NFL is like right now, so it's not surprising. I mean, I know he's 34 years old, but at the same time, when you get a franchise quarterback, you kind of need to hang on to him, because that's pretty much the hardest thing to get. Like with the Roethlisberger thing going on right now, there are some rumors swirling about him being traded, him being suspended. You know, the Rams offered their next 2 first-round picks for him, and that's great. But at the same time, you know, if I was the Steelers, I would probably take that trade, because 2 first-round picks that are both going to be high in the draft is about as valuable as it can get. Then again, I don't know if you want to give up your franchise quarterback, because that's the hardest thing in this league to acquire. And it doesn't matter how good the rest of your team is. Sometimes if you don't have a franchise quarterback, it's crippling. So I don't know, the McNabb trade, they got a decent amount for him, but you know, if Kolb doesn't work out, those draft picks those draft picks aren't going to do them that much good, because they're going to be in the hole for a while finding a quality quarterback. So that's exactly it. Yeah, there's some other stuff going on. Some other trades going down. I think I heard a rumor that Tony Scheffler might get traded, and he's a quality tight end that I think a lot of people sleep on a little bit, so I kind of want to look out for that. Right now, I'm kind of thinking about the draft, because that's coming up very soon. Again, I want an offensive tackle. I want yeah, that's really what I have my mind set on, because, you know, we lost Walter Jones, and I just feel like if we don't replace that, it's going to get ugly. So we need to replace him as soon as we can. And I'm going to leave it at that. There's other stuff going on, but I think that's good. And I'm going to talk about the NBA probably later today or tomorrow. I already have an article posted. I'm going to post a link to it in the description over there. You can go check out my playoff preview, and I'll talk about it in video. So see you guys later.